Okay, so I was talking about the word there, the equipping to mentor. The word there is katatismos, right? The word there is katatismos, which means to equip you with light. Okay, to equip you with light. To equip you with light until you become a custodian and a manifesto of the fullness of God. And so henceforth, you're not being tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine, but we come into the fullness of the measure and of the stature of Christ. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering, okay, so then how do we come into the fullness? What is this fullness? Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so the idea behind the fullness. Did someone just join us? Oh, okay. So the idea behind the fullness is to mass express God. Can be heard. Can I be heard? Am I clear?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, great, lovely. I know I faced a lot of technical difficulties over the years, so I'm always feeling like I have to check and make sure. All right. So the idea behind the fullness is to mass express God. And so that is why when God said, let us make man in our image, his goal was so that when you enter a place, it is the mass expression of God. It is an army of God. He would look at man and he would see himself. So the idea behind the fullness is the mass expression of God. So when you go to church, you will find God sitting. When you go to the market, you will find custodians carrying the dimensions of God, walking on the streets. I am God, I am God. Hi, God, hi, God. You get the idea. The mass expression of God. Have you guys seen that Barbie movie? You guys have seen the Barbie movie, right? Hey, you've lost Esther. What's going on with Esther's? Okay. Hold on. All right. All right, let's continue. All right, let's continue. So like I said, the idea behind the fullness was the mass expression of God. So when you go to the market, you find custodians carrying the dimensions of God. And so it's likened to the Barbie movie. I think you guys have seen the Barbie movie, right? You see the new Barbie movie that's out, the way Barbie will step out every morning and everybody there is Barbie. Hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie, hi Barbie. That was the goal, the mass expression of God. Everybody would be carrying the fullness of God. And when he looks at mankind, he would see himself. And so if you find somebody, so when you find a believer should be a replica of Jesus. If you find one that you can distinguish between him and Christ, he has not come into the fullness. And so many of us have not come into the fullness of God. The moment you can put the person against Christ and distinguish, there's something missing. There's something missing. They are not quite there yet. Okay. Now we respect all the other religions of the world. Okay. We respect all the other religions of the world. People have their reasons for believing what they believe, right? But this is divinity expressed through humanity. This is the highest reason why we say that Christianity is not a religion. Now, yes, there are religious aspects of the belief, right? There are religious aspects of Christianity, but this is divinity expressed through humanity. This is mortality swallowed up by immortality. Paul said, henceforth, know we no man after the flesh. Ah, Jesus. God is not looking for preachers and singers. Like I said, that's not the goal. That is good, fine. On your journey, that is good. It helps. It is necessary. But that is not the goal. He's not looking for a preacher. He's not looking for a singer. He's looking for witnesses. And a witness is a custodian. Everything he does, he emits God. A witness is a custodian. This is why when you step into the realm of immortals, when you step into the heavenlies, you will realize that the Bible calls these certain angels custodians of the mysteries of God. And these custodians, when they stand before you, you find it hard to differentiate between them and God. That is why in the Bible we see angels appear to men and they thought they were speaking to God. It is because they carry him. And even they do not carry the fullness of God. Even they, we that we are meant to carry the fullness, even they, because they are not the image of God, they carry dimensions of God, yes. And because they have spent so much time in his presence, they emanate him. Okay, when you hear a message like this, it tells you that you have a long way to go. Anyway, and so a witness is a custodian. I'm really worried about this girl. She needs to hear this. Where is she? Esther. Okay, let's carry on. And so our world is full of darkness. Our world is full of so much darkness. And they are looking for God. People are looking for God, though. Even those who are not aware, they are not presently aware or self-aware of the fact that they are looking for God. They are looking for God. They are crying out to God. They need him because mankind was not made to be apart from him. And so we yearn to know him. We yearn to be a part of him. We yearn to carry his fullness. A lot of people are not aware of this, and a lot of people are. But the bottom line is that the world is full of darkness and they are looking for God. That is why there are so many religions out there and so many different practices, people who are claiming to know him. It's because they are searching for him. The only problem now is that they are searching for him in all the wrong places. And so God is the cure for the afflictions of this age. God is the cure. So the error so God is the cure. And so the era to brag with a gift is over. The era to brag with a title is over. It's over. When you show up, they find out what constituency of the spirit are you coming from. What dimension do you carry? Are you of the order of light? Are you of the order of glory? Because that is what the world is selling. The ministry of the last day is the ministry of the fullness. When we enter a city, it's the army of Christ walking. And if you touch us, you will know that you have touched God. Paul said, "Be ye followers of me, even as I follow Christ." How can a man speak like this? Follow me. Hey. Jesus kaka follow me no, mo crucify no. Also kaka follow me. But how it's like when you hear this, it's kind of like, how dare you say follow me when I should be following Christ? But he's speaking from a realm, he's speaking from a place. That is why he said, follow me, even as I follow Christ, which means there's something about me following Christ that puts me in a position where if a non-believer or a baby believer wants to know God, they can follow me. Because I encapsulate the fullness of God. Because when I am walking, it is God walking. That is why Paul was able to stand and say, follow me, even as I follow Christ. It is such a bold statement. but he knew what he was talking about. 1 John 4:17, he said, as he is, so also are we in this world. You don't understand. As he is, no exception, so also are we. Hey, hey. Who talks like that? He knows where he's speaking from. There is a place humanity must get to, where they become custodians of immortal dimensions. When you talk to men and touch men, you have touched God. In fact, I learned of a very troubling story a while ago. And it was about India, I think. Is that India today is not a Christian nation because of Christians. And the story behind it is so sad. This man called Mahatma Gandhi, I think, do you guys know him? Mahatma Gandhi. Have you guys ever heard of Mahatma Gandhi?
No.
All right. So there's this man called Mahatma Gandhi, and he was in South Africa. And he learned about Jesus and he was fascinated. He wanted to know more. Who is this Jesus, right? And so he thought, if I'm going to know about Jesus, then the best people to go to is the followers of Jesus. And so he went to see the people of God. He said that he entered the gathering of saints, right? And said, he entered the gathering of saints, communicated with the people of God. And by the time he was done and he stepped out, this is what he said. He said, if I had not seen you, I would have believed you're Jesus. How disheartening is that? How heartbreaking is that? He said, if I had not seen you, I would have believed in your Jesus. What is it about you that people are failing to believe in him? The first witness is a man who has touched God. Isaiah 66 verse 1, where is the house you have prepared for me? The heavens is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Is the house you have prepared for me? And Paul answered through spiritual technocracy and said in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19, he said, you are the house, the tabernacle of God. He answered the question God was asking in ages past. You are the answer to the question that God has been asking for ages. So every time you want to find the fullness of God, you must look for believers. And then when you come to us, we will ask you, hey, Ramasutaya, when you come to us, we will ask you, which dimension of God are you looking for? Is it his power? Is it his glory? Is it his excellence? Is it his wisdom, his authority? In fact, we buffet God. We buffet him. Come, what are you looking for? This is why I love Moses so much, because Moses showed up and showed out. Hey. Hey. Okay. I buffet God. God didn't create us the way he did just because he wanted to be creative. It's not just because he was trying to be creative. It's because every part represents something in the glory. In fact, let me break it down for you. The hand, in terms of spirit, the hand signifies power. That is why if you shake the wrong person, they can take your power. They can take some of your power. Okay, it's calm. God's hair in the spirit, the Bible describes God's hair as white. When they saw, the lamb, who was that? Was that Elijah? The hair. Anyways, God's hair, it signifies purity and agelessness. and sometimes glory, especially in a woman. The face signifies his presence. It speaks of his government. When you look at a man, if he's wrong, you know, because his judgment is communicated through your sight. God's feet is his reign. Where the soles of your feet shall step, I have given to you. The feet is the reign. And so you are a reflector of the glory. But you need to understand the technology of hosting and manifesting God. You need to understand this technology, and we will come to that. And so we take pride in where we come from. You see, we take so much pride in where we come from. Every compound, there's a professor trained by mundane people. And I am a doctor. I have a doctorate of what, PhD of what. Paul was bragging like that with mundane knowledge that he was a Pharisee of Pharisees. Until a time came and he said, I knew a man many years ago, because there is a wisdom in light. There are teachers in light that carry wisdom and mysteries that are beyond the wisdom of this age. So he was carried to the third heaven and knew a place that was superior to all the lecture rooms entered on earth. Elijah is an example. Anyway, I think time has been fast spent, mostly due to how the joining issues. But I'm going to leave you on this note. Do you carry the fullness of God? Do you carry the fullness of God? And what dimension of God do you carry? How real is the nature of an immortal to you? In fact, what does God even mean to you? Because I think we very easily lose sight of who God is in the first place. And because of that, we lose sight of who we are. Because whether we like it or not, our identity is in Him. And so the moment you begin to lose sight of who He is, you begin to lose sight of who you are. And so, who is God to you in the first place? I'm going to leave you with that.
Say it in a bad way.
Thank you all so much for joining tonight. I think time has been spent. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take care of whatever else you have to do for the night. Our next meeting, I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about how to host and manage the fullness. We're going to get into details, the technologies of how you're able to host the fullness of God and manifest it. And yeah, that's just gonna be an opener, and I think we're gonna dabble a bit into maybe the true nature of sin, and then a bit about the dimensions of man. So yeah, once again, thank you all for coming. It's been lovely. If you have any questions, let me know and we can talk about it. I'm here. So let me know. I'm gonna take some questions, answer a couple of them, and then after that, yeah. Does anyone have any question? If you have a question, let me know. If you don't, also let me know.
No question here. No.
Question? Joel, do you have a question?
What was that?
Do you have a question?
Um, yeah, you did mention that you have to. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. Sorry. You did mention that you were going to talk about how to get into that space, right? About how you're going to get into, sorry, how you're going to get into the fullness of God. Hello?
Yeah, is that your question?
Yeah, I'm just like confirming that you did mention that you were going to get in, you're going to talk about how you can get into the fullness of God, right?
Oh, yes, 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 yes. We are going to do that, but that will
Okay.
be during our next meeting. I think our next meeting is Thursday. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah. Do you have any question for me?
but yeah, apart from that, nah, I'm still digesting, but it's all in.
Okay then. Okay, that's good. Joseph, do you have any question for me? Joe,
Oh no, I'm okay.
no question? Okay, that's lovely. All right then. All right, then we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you all for joining and enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, if you have any questions or you want to talk after this, I'm available. So yeah, just let me know. Anyway, bye.
Okay, see you all and
Bye.
enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone.
Okay.
Okay.